السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى صحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome all of you with your fatwa, with your program Fatwa Live that comes to you from Mishkah Center in Houston. The first question. A guy, his wife insisted that he divorce her. They get married in their Eastern countries. He went to the lawyer and he gave him the money, and they signed the divorce, he and his wife, at the lawyer, and the civil divorce declared them divorce. But when he signed, he did not intend it, and he told her he did not divorce her because this is a civil one, not a real one. Did this a civilian. I'll leave it. If I want to divorce, I will divorce you. And he left. And that was 7 months ago. Now, he lives in the same house with her. There's no relationship between a man and wife. She believes he divorced her, and he believes he still married to her. Now she wants the divorce. What happened in the court is that a divorce. The answer, really, this is one of the common problems that we go through nowadays. We have to be very careful. You need to look, the divorce, the one who have the divorce is the husband. If he refused and he harmed his wife and he took her to harm, then the judge will divorce him. And outside Islamic countries, it is the Islamic Center. But that's only after the civil court happened, because there is no need to go through legal issues with that person. The divorce does not happen except with the declarations. And a lot of husbands, they do the civil one to settle the financial things or to get certain issues, but they keep the Islamic one. But if that's unacceptable between them, it is okay, and it's not considered a divorce. But it is to play, to harm his wife, then he went halfway, and he made it easier to not go through the legal part. So she needs to go to the Islamic Center that will divorce him after they go to him and try to go convince him and divorce. If he refused, then the center will divorce him. And the legal part has already been done, that he cannot reach the Islamic Center. That saved the confrontation between him and the Islamic Center. And Allah knows the best. Second one says, celebrate your marriage anniversary 1. What is the significance of celebrating marriage anniversary in Islam? Does a wife has a right to be upset with her husband if he forgets about the day of their marriage anniversary? And also, is it must for the husband to buy expensive gifts for his wife on the anniversary day? The answer: the celebration, the personal celebration, like marriage, birthday, graduation, it's one of the things that the scholars look at. They allowed to bring the happiness because it is a bounty from Allah. It is permissible in Islam. Allah said, and with His bounty and His mercy, with that let them be happy. It is better when they are gathered. And also, to give gifts, it is allowed. So there is nothing wrong with exchanging gifts in these occasions or not. The gift is allowed in Islam. What it shows to us after stressing And I want to stress on this point that it is allowed to be happy with Allah's bounty. And that's not gonna make a transgression, that's not going to be extravagance or to be commit a sin. What is allowed, it is allowed. To give the gift, it is allowed. And the gift, it bring happiness and love and tranquility. So after stressing that it is allowed, we say to get used to it of the anniversary and take it as sunnah that is must done. Certain virtue had to be done at a certain time. It's not from the inheritance of Islam, and it is from the culture that came to us, and we were forbidden to look like them because people who looks like others, they'll be like them. So it's not forbidden to be happy by itself or the gift by itself. It is allowed. But what is important to make that day as a celebration and to do certain issues that is repeated in a regular basis that is happening not now, that is where you are looking like the non-Muslims in their celebrations. But there is nothing wrong that the man will bring a gift to his wife to make her happy and to comfort her. But he need to be different in the timing and the tradition, so he will be doing it in Islamic way. And he need to be kind to his wife and teach her in her advice and to bring her closer to Allah. And he need to understand that whatever he spent on his wife is one of the greatest reward for spending. This is a meaning. If the husband are looking and understood it, they'll be more generous to their families, to their wives, to their kids. In the hadith that is narrated by Muslim, that Abi Huraira said, that the Prophet ﷺ said, dinar that you spend in the sake of Allah, and one you spend in the freeing a slave, and one you spend in giving to a poor, and one that you spend it on your family, the greatest reward is the one that you spend on your family. The Amjad, they have a decision about celebrating birthday in the family. We don't take it on the virtues of Fitr and Adha because these are general, different than the birthdays. It is hated to celebrate the birthday because it is not from the culture of Muslims. So it doesn't have any basis in Islam. But to bring the happiness to the kids every time they bring a success or any achievement, it is okay. Darat Iftar, the Jordan, they allow that in fatwa that it is in their website. But they stressed that these celebrations don't have anything forbidden. So we have to look at this celebration to be following to Islamic laws, Islamic teachings. Like the closing and the music and the isolations and the mixing, all that stuff. Wallahu alam. A question in English is summarized. What is the Islamic ruling for a family who tries their best to follow Islamic rules? Sometimes, whenever they attend to their relatives' marriages and family gathering, they become very uncomfortable seeing haram elements like mixing of genders, girls and ladies coming with omid dresses, loud music, dancing, all this. Is it okay to just greet the family and leave immediately afterwards without eating dinner? we don't eat with them or don't socialize. So we could show a message that we do not accept this kind of celebration, this kind of dressing, this types of is this something accepted? So my answer, ask Allah's success that you answer the call of your relatives and thus of the Muslims on each other. Muslim has narrated in the that the Prophet ﷺ said, if one of you is asked to for the uh, uh, food to good, the Prophet ﷺ said there are 6 rights on the Muslim on each other. If you see him, to greet him. If he invited you to go, if he gave you advice to follow, if he sneezed to and thanked Allah to give to ask Allah to bless him, if he gets sick to visit him, if he died to bury him. Also in the other hadith, the worst food is the invitation. The rich are called for it and they leave the poor. Whoever lived, he have disobeyed Allah and His message. But they mentioned if there is certain things that are forbidden. Ibn Qudama said, if you are asked for to an invitation that has a sin like alcohol and music and others, and he could move it, or then he needs to go and deny, because he is obeying the invitation and to move the evil. But if he can't do the evil, if he didn't know about the evil and he avoided, it's okay. If he can't, to leave. And that's what the Shafi'i said. If the fatwa in Saudi Arabia says, if these marriage are free from anything evil, like the mixing, singing, and there is nothing alcohol or anything forbidden, it is okay to attend. And actually it is obligation. But if there is something that is forbidden, he should not be, because Allah said, and those who took their religion as a game and entertainment, and they're deceived by this life, and remind each soul of what it's earned, it has no reliance beside Allah, and no one will intercede in his behalf. And some of the people, they are buying the false talk so they could put people astray from the sake of Allah without knowledge, and they take it as entertainment and game, and these are going to have severe punishment. So anyway, in summary, it is okay to just go obey the call and leave immediately, so people will know that you are denying what is evil. And this way, you have guarded, you can combine what Allah ordered to do and what in both ways. Can you give money for the person who interpret the dreams? I don't know. Is it a knowledge? I don't know. I don't do this. So ask somebody who has knowledge on this. The interpreting of the dreams, it is allowed for those who are really capable to. The the book of Allah about Yusuf alayhi salam, interpreting the dreams, is very famous. And there's a book and other books about this. There's a science that, inshallah, should be a big area, inshallah. It's not limited. We go back to the whispering of the shaitan on people. My daughter, ask Allah Azza wa Jal to heal you. The question is about if the husband wants to say a word that's not divorce, but very close to it, but it sounded like divorce. But I mean, they're talking about different subject that has nothing to do with divorce. And did the divorce happen? Of course not. You are crazy because of asking that question, because this is Wissam al Shaitan. There's no divorce that happens like this. You're sick, may Allah heal you. That's fear. You need to go to the doctor to give you relief. If threatening because of the power of the passport to use the embassy in the Islamic countries where people are oppressed and they're treated badly, well, the person who knows his area and his places, it could benefit you, except in the place where you born. And if you try to do it, it will be taken away and it will be torn and it will not benefit you. This is a threat that in a place where it's not gonna benefit. Anyway, if you think that this kind of threat will throw away an oppression or an aggression or somebody's trying to harm you, it is okay to connect to any power on earth to stop the oppression, to stop the aggression. Those who live in the West, if they have a calamity, they go to the police. They are non-Muslims. They are seeking the police, and they are not Muslims. So, and that will help them against all the thieves and those who are trying to harm them. So it is okay, inshallah. There is not, but you need to understand what you are allowed to in your own country, because it's not going to benefit you in your own homeland. What's the difference between permitting haram, taking the breaks of Allah? Well, either you deny what Allah ordered, is very clear. So I hope you're not among those who will reject what Allah has allowed or forbidden. So you think this is, if you know this is forbidden, and you deny Allah Azza wa Jal, or stubbornness, and this is the one of the worst things, because some people, they believe the rule of Allah, and they get angry. They're saying like for example, they say the hijab is uncivilized. Like they are not accepting that, even though they know and they admit that Allah Azza wa Jal has ordered the hijab, the covering for women. But their arrogance has made them not accepting the rule of Allah. And just the sin of the Iblis, where he refused and he was arrogant and he thought he is better than a human that he created from uh, fire and humans were created from mud. If somebody is taking the uh, interpretation of a scholar in a certain matter, that is a different issue. On the matter that are has to do with the best effort of somebody, if it is origins, not from the. But the Muslims is forbidden from taking the easy way because you might fall into the traps of the shaitan. How the human can be a righteous person and can prepare himself to be a good husband and a good father? Well, they have to learn Islamic rules. What you learn, implement, because the blessing of knowledge is to implement, to do. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal to prevent you from the evil within yourselves and learn the Islamic family, what the husband needs to know, and vice versa, to know their rights. Knowledge is by learning. Is the doubt in the Dhahar has a kafara and there kafara for it? Well, the certainty will not be wiped by doubt. And the Dhahar is very close to divorce, which you say is that somebody is like my mother. And the same thing in the next question. If somebody forbids something with his tongue, but with no intention, and his word was wrong, don't worry, Habibi. Allah Azza wa Jalla does not uh, put you. Um, Allah does not put you accountable on the things that you made mistakes with. You don't intend to. So, of anything you say that's against what you intended, don't worry about it, inshallah. When the intention and the words are in the same path, that's when you are accountable for. The brothers asking, what do I do about the types of whispering? And what do you advise me? The Sheikh saying, I'm tired of these questions. Please, you need to. Uh, we have a link for that, but may Allah, inshallah, heal you from this. Young man, he's 21 years old, and he embraced Islam about 1 year ago, and he's asked for an advice. Islam will wipe whatever before it, so learn what you should not, what you should know. And we have a book on this issue. It's on Amazon and it's in Arabic and English. And learn between knowledge and work and the good companionship. And stick with the masjid because that's your safety outside the Muslim countries. It's like the Ark of Noah, it will save you from the tribunals of life. So we come to the end of the first part. May Allah inshallah accept from you. Inshallah we ask you to join us in a couple of hours. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.